Evening, folks. I'm Jason, and welcome back to Mecha Taco. So, we are continuing our journey through RayStorm, or RayForce, tonight, with RayStorm, the sequel. It came out on the PlayStation several years later. Now, RayStorm I have played. Holy crap, what is going on with my volume? Hang on. There. RayStorm I have played considerably. But it's been many a year. So, as with basically everything that I've played and have forgotten about, I've forgotten about it. So with that said, let's get started. Let's put on my gloves here. Now, I have to apologize. I am playing with a bit of a handicap here. I am missing my blanket. And I love that blanket. It keeps me safe and secure, and it is not here. And that makes me apprehensive, jittery. Alright, so let's turn this down. This song that's being played is actually from the RayStorm soundtrack. Volume looks good. And let's get started. Right there. Scoot over some. There we go. Load. That's right. Spaz. The unfortunate sub company of Working Designs. That was their shooter label. For whatever reason, Victor Ireland decided to call it Spaz. I guess because Working Designs up till now was considered just an RPG company, I suppose. So, all 2 or 3 shooters that they released, they under their Spaz label. But they trademarked for some reason. So of course, RayForce was this beautiful 2D game. There we go. My seat was squeaking. Being on a PlayStation, yeah, you can't. No 2D. No 2D is allowed. So 4 years later, we get this, for better or worse. There are a ton of settings, and we're not going to mess with any of them. We'll do arcade mode. If you're not familiar with the story of the PlayStation, oh gosh, now that I've brought this up, I cannot for the life of me remember who it was. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Somebody at Sony was very, very adamant about not having anything 2D on their system. Because, this was 3D was the future. And 2D was just, old. Too old. And it stayed that way for years and years. Eventually some things would slip by, but it was still frowned upon. And I believe it was also Sony who did not like RPGs, although I might be mixing that up with Sega. Crap, I shouldn't be dying this early. I think it was Ted Kalinske was his name, which... Speaking of Victor Ireland, it was definitely somebody that Ireland did not get along with. Working Designs and Sega during the Saturn years should have been a good relationship, and yeah, it very much wasn't. A lot of bad blood. Wow. Okay, I'm doing absolutely terrible. This is embarrassing. Now, to be fair, I mean, saying there's bad blood in working designs, that's kind of like a well, duh. No offense to Victor Ireland, but working designs has some drama. How about that? Let's just leave it like that. That being said, I mean, they did amazing stuff. Jeez. You know, they brought over titles that nobody else would have touched, and I'm very thankful for that. Of course, everything was localized in their own flavor. Man, I lost way too many lives during that mission. That was crap. There we go. That's not bad. Does it feel bad? What this is the? Let you know what? Let's start over. Let's start over. It's not something I typically do, but I know I can do better than this. I don't know. I wasn't prepared. I'm not in the zone. 4K mode again. Yeah. Okay. Focus. We'll switch ships. How's that? Auto's fine. Otherwise, you're having to push two different buttons to fire your chain laser and your normal laser. August 4th, 2219. Alright. Let's get it going. It looks cooler, too. Let's be fair. You know it's a PlayStation game when it has that PlayStation, that polygonal warble. There we go. I actually meant to record this last night, but I had a hell of a time getting the emulator to work, which was frustrating me because I've never had issues with the simulator, and like suddenly, oh hello, we're not going to work for you. I'm using EPSXE, which is an excellent emulator. A bit of a pain to set up. It's not plug and play. You know, each game definitely has its own settings that you need to tweak. But once you get it running, it's fantastic. The problem I was running into last night, which I finally found out what was going on. Whoa! I saw it and I let it happen. There was like some old registry entries that were crashing the emulator constantly. As soon as I would try to load a game, it would crash. So I just deleted every single registry entry that was related to EPSXE, and there you go. Everything worked. So yay! It only took like 2 hours, but other than that. So I did not record last night, because I was so burnt out with just getting the damn thing to work. Plus I don't know, I've been very tired lately, which is my own doing. I've been having a lot of difficulty sleeping, so I'll end up staying up really, really extra late. And of course, that leaves me the next day feeling like utter crap. And by the time it comes around to creative time, I'm of no use. So it's all a vicious cycle. But I'm in the middle of breaking that funk. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What just happened? Oh my god. Did the emulator just crash on me? It did. Are you kidding me? Okay then. I have not had any problems whatsoever. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. We cannot get started. 11 minutes in. That was weird. Why did it crash? Yeah, look at that stupid logo again. Just want to slap working designs for that. It's gonna be one of those evenings, isn't it? So let's do stage 1 again. You know what? Screw it. Let's just go to extra mode. Extra mode, there. We did arcade mode, that looked fine. We're going to do extra now. Yes, let's go back. We'll do this ship. Auto, thank you. That was so weird. Oh, I should have changed the music. The game has 2 different soundtracks. Which is pretty cool. August 4th, 2219. One is Zuntata, obviously, and the other's like some remix of the Zuntata themes. I'm baffled at why this crashed. Cranky, actually. Now, I don't know if RayStorm has any of the notorious working design tweaks. If you weren't aware, working designs got in the habit of making their games more difficult when localizing, which sometimes would just utterly break the game. In the case of Exile 2, the game becomes next to impossible to actually beat. Silhouette Mirage made the game just much more difficult than it needed to be. So yeah, I don't know if RayStorm fell victim to that. Let's just destroy this thing. I'm not even going to bother with the... You can take it apart piecemeal, but... At this point, we've fought him 3 times already. I'm tired of him. There we go. I still can't get over that. That it crashed. It's an ill omen. So let's get past stage 2. Love the water effect, by the way. That's great. Now, of course, running emulated, I'm able to bump up the resolution so the polygons aren't all like just jagged messes, and it looks pretty good. All things considered. It's actually not a bad-looking game, really, for a PlayStation game. You know, I know a lot of people have take issue with early Polygon games, but this is definitely one of the ones that still looks pretty decent even today. Now, I would still like to know if there's an emulator out there that eliminated the PlayStation warble. I would love to see that. It'd be weird playing a PlayStation game like that, I would think, because you're just so used to it. It was just such a staple part of the system. It was kind of a waste. Now this boss was in RayStorm, or Rayforce, if I remember correctly. Ooh. Damn it. Ah, crap. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hate that random fire. Oh, crap. There go all my lives. I was doing really good up until this point. Alright, no crashing. Come on. Excuse me. The game is 2 players simultaneous. Which is nice. Ah. It's definitely easy to get lost, though. Oh, jeez. There were quite a... Well, I say quite a few. There were a few shooters on the original PlayStation that were well done. You know, I think the most famous of which is probably Einhander. But I seem to recall R-Type Delta being pretty cool. We'll have to go through that one. Oh, jeez, really? Now this is set on normal difficulty. Anything below normal, you get placed in what's called a tutorial. Now I don't know if you can actually beat the game on tutorial or not. Special attack? Yeah, let's use it. Whoa. Case. Oh, what? What was that? There we go. Now again, you get more points if you take out the boss piece by piece, but I ain't in it for the points. I'm in it to win it.
August 5th, 2219, Third Fleet, Earth orbit.
You know, even though it obviously was, you know, a switch, you know, going from 2D to 3D, it's not like it was cheap. I mean, Taito really did go all out to make this a cool game. I mean, it's not just simply Ray Force in 3D. Oh. I mean, they are really playing with the 3D in the game. Which is, you know, similar to Ray Force, where, I mean, the techniques that they were pulling off were really advanced. Oh, I got an itch. It's the worst time to have an itch. Is trying to shoot it. Oh, I hate that every time. At least I can itch now. I have 4 credits. This isn't looking good. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the Japanese version had, like, no credit system or something. Used to be pretty good at this game. Way back when. Oh, it's the worst when you see it coming and there's just nothing you can do about it. Like, oh, I'll just run into the enemy bullet. That's fine. Whoa, that was... Dang it. Every time. Oh. I'd also like to point out that my ship is kind of slow. Whoa. That was unnecessary. Whoa. Can't believe I actually dodged that for once. Whoa. Oh, lame. There we go. Zero lives, 4 credits. Could have gone better.
August 6th, 2219, Carthage Base, Sicilia,
Oh, jeez. 3 credits. I wasn't in. Yay. Wow, I dodged it for once. That's shocking. Whoa, close. Jeez. Oh, crap. So, what's going on in the gaming industry right now? Not much. April 1st was yesterday, so, you know, lots of crap. The two interesting things did come out of it, though, that may not be crap. One being, oh, jeez. It's getting worked. One being that Sega released Bayonetta 8-bit on Steam, which is this, this goofy little flash game. But then along with it, they released a countdown timer for like 10 days with an image of Bayonetta. Which is, people are jumping to the conclusion that, well, they're going to be releasing Bayonetta on Steam. Which honestly is a pretty safe bet. And that would be pretty great. Oh. So that's promising. Oh, jeez. That is really exciting news. Now, of course, it's going to take forever until they find out the truth behind that. Jeez. The other one was Eureka. Released some like test footage of a fighting game, which obviously people are saying it's Street Fighter EX 4. Which, there are no Street Fighter characters in it, and people seem to forget that Eureka doesn't actually own the license to Street Fighter. They did have a fighting game called Fighting Lair, though, which used their original characters. And that this would most likely be a sequel to Fighting Lair. And, of course, they released this on April 1st, which was kind of like a really good timing there. The problem is, if it is a joke, it's a very elaborate joke, especially for Eureka. Because it's it's pretty nice. It looks nice. The character animations aren't all there. It looks like Eureka, but the backgrounds are, obviously had work put into them. And the whole thing has had work put into it. So, I think they tweeted or something saying that they're looking into maybe doing like a Kickstarter campaign to make this fighting game a reality. And people are kind of going ballistic over that. I don't have anything against the EX series. EX Alpha 2, I think, or 2 Alpha, or whatever it was called. For what it's worth, it's actually kind of a cool game. Though, I mean, if you go by, you know, anything online, you think that the EX games were the second coming of Christ. People tend to forget EX3 existed. You know, people saying this is the Street Fighter, you know, that they really wanted, which is like, whatever, man. You guys have such blind hate for Capcom. You're just not even thinking straight. You know, the EX games weren't that popular. I mean, let's be realistic here. You know, that being said, I would love to see, you know, EX characters in like Street Fighter V, and I'd love to see like, you know, a Fighting Layer 2 or something. That'd be cool. So it's not bad news by any means. I do think people are just being a little ridiculous comparing Street Fighter V to Street Fighter EX. Two very different games. Or just having rose-colored glasses about the EX series in general. Alright, here's my last slide. Yeah, I might try lowering the difficulty, seeing if it'll let me beat the game. I don't know. Because this isn't happening.
August 7, 2219. Judah Central System. Sicilia.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Stage 7. Ah, that was the last stage. Alright. So, let's try lowering the difficulty, seeing what happens. I mean, worst case scenario. Yeah. Option. Difficulty settings. See, you can actually... by stage. Oh, stage 8. So there was another one. You can change difficulties by stage, which is crazy. I mean, very nice. Very nicely done. Let's try it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? Reset for combat mode. Reset game config options and game difficulty. No. No, I don't want to do that. 7. We'll change to the Tans mix. How's that? Alright. And let's go back to arcade mode. We'll stick with this ship, so since we know it won't crash the system. That was still so weird. I don't know why. Don't know why that happened exactly, but hey, whatever.
August 4th, 2219.
Oh, jeez. That's automatically the wrong button. Alright, so off we go. It is a nice looking game, really. I mean, if you could get rid of the warble, I think it would be particularly appealing. Ah, should not be dying this early on Mega Ultra Easy mode. This sucks. This is terrible. Why am I dying? Whatever, just go. Lost too many lives already. Oh, so that's about it, gaming wise. Which honestly, that is pretty exciting news. Although one is a port, and the other is a sequel to a game that very few people actually remember playing. And there's nothing wrong with either of those. Now, what would be really impressive is me not running into bullets all the time. Come on. If indeed Sega is porting Bayonetta to Steam, to the PC, that they port Bayonetta 1 and 2. I have no idea how they could pull that off, quite honestly. I don't know what Nintendo's involvement was fully with Bayonetta 2. I don't know what kind of licensing would be involved, if any, or there's some sort of expiration date on when Sega was allowed to do something else with the title. It's hard to say. But I mean, as long as we're getting Bayonetta 1, that'll be fun. Again, the game would look great at high resolutions. And, in theory, constant frame rate, too. Whoa, careful, careful. Man, I did better before on harder difficulty. I'm confused as to why this is considered easier. This doesn't feel easy to me. Oh, dang it. This doesn't feel easy to me at all. What sucks is that the left and right side of the screen, it looks like you could go over further. Like I'm maxing out, holding down left up top here, because you're looking at the screen not flat straight down. You're looking at it from an angle. And I just wasted. So if you're up top, you can't go all the way to the left or right. And that, a lot of times, I find is what's killing me. Because I'm trying to dodge things. I'm sorry, I don't see how this is any easier. I don't. And I have more lives, but that's because I chose more lives. Ah, frickin'. Panic. Ah. I don't think if there's any other interesting April Fools. Not really. I mean, I don't know. That tradition kind of grew old after a while. I mean, Capcom had like this little quiz thing, and announced like, or revealed, I guess I should say, like 3 new costumes and the Thailand throwback stage, which is nice. I'm not thrilled with how Capcom is handling the DLC costumes in Street Fighter V. One, they are pricey; they're expensive, and they don't sell them in packs like they did in Street Fighter IV, which in itself was kind of expensive. But at least in Street Fighter IV, you got like 4 or 5 costumes. And in Street Fighter 4's later years, 3, 4, 5 costumes with up to 20 some odd colors each. That was pretty nice. Granted, a lot of them were done by Udon, which I can't say I'm a fan of Udon's art. Overdrawn is busy. I think those words describe Udon a lot. Try hard. Not saying there aren't talented Udon artists. Obviously there are. But just a lot of Udon artwork just seems... just really trying to emulate Japanese design a bit too heavily. That's why I like the comics. Honestly, I cannot stand the Udon comics. Because it looks like a DeviantArt comic where, I mean, each page is laid out like an individual illustration. The art was thought up first and not the direction or the story or anything else. So it looks awkward as hell. That being said, they did release some of the Street Fighter and Darkstalkers manga. Not the greatest translation job, mind you, but it was still cool to see. Like the Street Fighter Alpha series, Sakura, Street Fighter 3, all of those, and they're good reads. Actually, they're a lot of fun. And what's even better is that they're kind of canon. And in there's a lot of this isn't going well. This isn't going well at all. Street Fighter 4 there are a lot of references in Street Fighter 4 to the comics, both in story and costume, which is fun. And even Evil Roo with the hole in his chest was a direct reference to one of the comics. I forgot what I was supposed to be shooting at. But yeah, Street Fighter V. I mean, despite a lot of costumes being really cool, it's expensive and limited too. Like, not everybody gets costumes. Just like the most popular characters, which is kind of not nice. Ugh, of course. I knew it. I knew it was going to do something crappy like that. I hate that. I hate when it does that. I don't know whether I can blame yes, reset for combat mode. That's lame. I don't know if I can blame working designs for that or not. I'm gonna check something real quick while I'm recording here. Let's see. Let's do RayStorm. I'm gonna look up, see if I can find a cheat, because that's how I roll. There. Complete arcade mode on the combat mode difficulty. Yeah, that's not happening. Complete extra mode on combat mode difficulty. No, that's not happening. Complete. There's extra credits in the Japanese version. There's a free play mode. What is that? Okay, yeah, we'll try this. There's two ways to do it. One is to play the game 200 times. That's not happening. The other, at the press start screen, hold L1, L2, R1, R2, and push start. While still holding all of the L buttons and R buttons. Push up 7 times, down, up 4 times, start. Jeez. This is some... Ugh. Should we try it? What's to lose? Okay. I want to back out, actually, because it's at the start screen. So I wonder if I should just reset. I could try here. I doubt it needs to be at the start screen, I think. Yeah, it needs to be at the start screen. Let's reset. What have we got to lose? Nothing. Up, down, up, start. It turned up because they're supposed to say the code. It'll say limiter released if it actually works. We shall see. No, I'm not getting it. Oh, start. Nah. That didn't seem to work really well, did it? We'll try it once more. Hold L1, L2, R1, and R2 and push start. While still holding L1, L2, R1, and R2, press up 7 times, down, up 4 times, and start. Go to the configuration screen and turn off the credit limit. We'll see if that works. Okay, here we go. There you go. It did work. Credit limit off. Okay. Let's play. So now we are going to actually beat it. One more time. Extra mode. Free play. Should have done this to begin with. Oh, did I not put auto on? Oh crap, I didn't. Ah, that sucks. Got spoiled with having auto on. Turn it down a bit. There we go. Whee. So what are we going to play next? I've been thinking about that. There's a game on the Thomas Wave hardware, which is a kind of a defunct hardware, arcade hardware, called Blue Dolphin, which I never heard of, and many people compare it to like Metal Slug. And I think we may do that one next. Provided I can get the emulator to work well enough. I'm still recording Sinran Kagura, ever so slowly. Actually, I haven't played it the past few days. I just haven't. I can't work up the enthusiasm. It's the story, people. The story kills me. It's like, is it so wrong to just want to go in and just, beat up on a bunch of ninjas? But I don't want to I don't want to skip the story because that's for the broadcast that would feel wrong. Because that's part of the point. Is jeez. Is watching the terrible, terrible story. Plus, I am auto. Thank you. Good gracious. There we go. I am supposed to be giving the story a chance. And right now, I feel like I have. I've given it more than enough chance, and I really don't see how it could possibly improve, but it could still be early. I think I did load the game at one point and change somebody's underwear just because I could. So don't fault me on that. I don't even remember what character it was. I was like, oh look, I can do this. If you give me that option, yeah, I will do it. Whoa, thank you. I could talk about that, I guess. You know, earlier in the week, Mass Effect Andromeda came out, and it has some issues, some quality issues. And I'll be honest, I don't care. I mean, the internet, being the internet, just kind of had a, you know, internet meltdown. But I never got into Mass Effect. I remember trying the demo for the first one ages ago, and I was so turned off by the writing because it was just it was so melodramatic and completely unrealistic and like dialogue-wise, which is funny because that's one of the complaints Andromeda is getting, that you know the dialogue's ridiculous, and I'm like, well, I mean, is that any different than the rest of the series? But I don't, you know, it's a BioWare game. And I'm not a really big BioWare fan. I'm certainly not a Mass Effect fan, I can tell you that. I don't know, just it never really... Nothing about the series looked interesting to me. And, you know, the funny thing is that you could take the series and easily turn it into something akin to like Star Control. You know, exploration, negotiating with aliens, discovery, combat. You could really do it well if you had decent enough writers, and writers who didn't take everything so damn serious. But no, I don't know, you just get this ultra melodramatic wannabe space opera that just never really clicked with me. So yeah, there's like all these animation glitches and like poor quality models and stuff like that in Andromeda. And people are freaking out about. And again, I guess if I was a Mass Effect fan, that might worry me. But I'm not. No offense. No offense to the Mass Effect fans out there. I'm sure it's a lovely game. Not my cup of tea. The thing is, I enjoyed Knights of the Old Republic, which, if I'm not mistaken, was BioWare. The first one. The second one was Obsidian, I think, which is a shame because I had not played the second one, which is nuts. Because Obsidian I do like. Well, okay, here's another fun example. Fallout New Vegas, also Obsidian. I've only played Fallout 3, which the game itself I enjoyed. The writing, again, could just go straight to hell. But it's like I was so burnt out of Fallout 3 that New Vegas I just never got into. And again, but it's by Obsidian, and I like Obsidian's work. So it's on that game, Knights of the Old Republic 2. All of those are on my list of games that I really need to go back to one day. Unfortunately, neither are really appropriate for the Mecha Taco broadcast because, I mean, they're long-ass RPGs. You know, at most, you know, we could get away with doing, you know, Panzer Saga. Maybe something like Chrono Trigger. But, I mean, you know, a 40-hour RPG? Yeah, not happening. Man, every time I get nailed by that thing. So I don't know when I'll ever get around to those games. I need to. Oh my god. It's a good thing it's on free play. This is horrible. I'm really not doing well. I still, along with Rayforce, I still put this as a fair shooter. It is difficult, but with practice and memorization, I mean, I could see, you know, you could do okay with this game. Not everything is left up to random. Having two-player would certainly help too. I like being able to shoot the ships in the distance. That's great. Ah. Oof. Yes. Come on. Kill it. Don't let that thing fire. Ooh, don't let that fire either. See, I'm picking up on patterns finally. There we go. See, I mean, there I did pretty well. Learning. It's all about learning. Oh, we're going to beat this tonight. I got things to do. It's late. What time is it? That's okay. I do have things to do, though.
August 6, 2219. Carthage.
2 more levels. Well, 3 more if you include this one. Oh, ugh. I knew they were going to fire that way. They fired angles for some reason. You would think that's not really the best ship design, but hey, it worked apparently. The one thing I'm not a fan of the RayStorm series is that the lack of weapons. I mean, you can upgrade your weapon a little bit, but that's about it. And the thing is, I do like this game, actually, but you know, I prefer in my shooters to have a choice of weapons, and this, you do not have that in RayStorm. Oh, jeez. This is not good. There is something pretty about low polygon games, if done right, and this would be one that is done right. Oof, jeez. Oh wait, I lived. How'd I do that? How did I live? Yeah, that's not happening. Again, memorization would help. Oh, that was embarrassing. Whatever. Die. Get out of my face. This is my heating pad, by the way, in case you were wondering what that white thing was that keeps showing up over my shirt. I don't have my blanket, so I need some other little heat source to keep me going. Oh, so okay, so other games. No. Oh. No, you didn't. You really didn't just crash on me. Did you seriously crashed? Not responding. Not responding. Why are you not? Why? You've got to be kidding me. I really don't feel like making this a two-parter. But this is absurd. The joys of emulation. I cannot. You have to be kidding me. That did not just happen. Oh my god, this game will never end. I have no way of getting through the game any faster because because it's a shooter. You have to wait for it to scroll along.
Limiter released.
I know. I don't even know if this emulator has save states. That would certainly help. Let's see. Let's see if it does. I'm gonna load something up real quick. I cannot believe. Supposedly it does. Yeah, it does. This is killing me. One more time. Why not? It's like the game wants me to not like it. And it's my fault. It's my fault for not using the original hardware. But it's so much easier. It's so much easier to set up and record using an emulator. Plus, it just looks nicer. This looks great. Maybe I shouldn't use the bomb. That's how it crashed last time. Every stage we will, from now on, save, which it kills me that I wasn't doing that to begin with. This broadcast would have been over an hour ago, had I been playing things smart. Of course, the most damning thing is that nobody's going to be watching this. Nobody watches the shooter broadcasts. Not that they watch any of the other broadcasts either, but, you know. Yay. I'm excited. Oh, man.
August 3rd, 2219, Old Gall City,
I'm now not paying attention. So bitter right now. Yeah, and part of it is of my own doing. I rarely go into one of these games, really well prepared, and that's really my own fault. I have no one to blame on that one but myself. Whee! Splash. Splash. Alright, here's where I die a lot. I'm going to save it before using the bomb here. I don't care, I'm aiming at this thing's core. If I didn't have to hit the continue button, I would just walk away and let it scroll on its own. Oh god, that still kills me. Now again, not that you would, but don't necessarily base your opinions of the game on my playthroughs, because I rush through the games. I really do, and that's something that I am trying to correct. But it's difficult because some games I just I don't. While I like the game, I don't want to spend 2 or 3 days playing it. And you don't want to watch this game for 2 or 3 days. I mean, come on, it's a shooter. It's nice looking, for a PlayStation game. But nobody wants to sit through the 3 days of RayStorm. I understand that. I don't take offense to it. I am saving more. I still cannot believe that happened. And again, I can't believe I wasn't using save states to begin with. That's very foolish. And off we go.
August 5th,
This sucks. Oh, hey, I know what we can talk about. I know. Let's we have we have begun to watch Sailor Moon again. We finished Ken Burns' Baseball, which was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And we're on Sailor Moon again, which is equally fantastic, though in a much different way. We finally got to our first Sailor Scout or Sailor Soldier. Ami Mercury was finally introduced. like episode 8. 8 episodes in, and then we finally get our first, new character. The series is a lot of fun. It really, it's very 90s anime, early 90s anime. Utterly ridiculous, but in a great way. My favorite is for the past 8 episodes, Jedite, one of the Queen Barrel's lackeys, keeps coming up with these just increasingly convoluted plans to gain energy from humans. Though he does have preferences. He does tend to prefer either children or young girls. And it's hilarious too, because he's just such a creeper about it. Like in one episode, he was just hanging around in a trench coat watching these girls get possessed. But yeah, no, his plans are just increasingly complicated. And of course they fail. Because a lot of them are just overly complicated to the point where it's like, why did you even think that would succeed? But it's fascinating to watch. It is a lot of fun to watch. And it's a series that you can enjoy watching and enjoy talking through. Because it is so absurd at times. But it's not bad. That's just it. It's like, I enjoy making fun of it as much as I enjoy watching it, because it is actually fun to watch. There are some things at it that just you can't help yourself. Before we had stopped watching, there was an episode where Jedite had come up with this plan to. He created a monster gym that would. He lured young women into the gym by promising that they could lose weight, and then he stuffs them in cocoons and then steals their energy. And the whole premise is, based around, everybody thinks they're fat. Usagi, Sailor Moon included. Now, if you don't have to have watched Sailor Moon to know what Usagi looks like or what Sailor Moon looks like. Fat is not a way to describe her, in the least. Doesn't even come close. But she's convinced she just needs to go on a diet. She's just gained so much weight, and everybody around her is like, "Yeah, you're this fat ass," and it's just hysterical to watch. It's also something that probably would not air nowadays, because it does. It paints a very negative image. Body shaming. It's like, why would you think you're fat? You weigh like 60 pounds, maybe. So yeah, it's hilarious. It's good fun. Stuff like that makes it really interesting. And there's just the random appearances of Tuxedo Kamen, who doesn't seem to serve any other purpose other than to just show up and throw a rose and then run away. The last time he appeared, that's exactly what he did. Sailor Moon was in trouble. He threw a rose at the enemy, or at her actually, to help her, and then he's just like, "Good luck," and he just vanishes, just gone. And of course, his Tuxedo Kamen being the alter ego of Mamoru, which at this point hasn't been formally introduced. He's just this. Right now, he's just this creeper college guy who is always stalking Usagi or always running into her and just insulting her. Mind you, she's like in junior high at this point. So it's really funny. And I mean, a lot of this is filler, and that's fine. This is a series where filler is enjoyable. You know, it doesn't bother me in the least, because it is so fun and so absurd. I'm completely okay with it. Now, I've talked about it before. Filler is not an easy thing to do, or an easy thing to pull off in a series. You know, for instance, a series like One Piece, a lot of the filler just was not fun. Some of the early stuff didn't bother me so much. You know, the Alabasta arc was stretched considerably, but it wasn't. I don't know. It was entertaining. And you know, after Skypiea, there was a nice filler arc. That was all right too. But after that, yeah, I don't know, it just kind of grew old, and we just stopped watching the One Piece anime just because it just became a chore. You know, the first 10 minutes are filled with the intro and flashbacks and everything else, and then the actual episodes are so stretched. It just wasn't. We just weren't having fun with it, which is a shame. But you know, it had a decent run. You know, 600-700 episodes. It's not a bad record, really. You know, Urusei Yatsura is another one where filler is just absolutely perfect. It's wonderful. You know, the vast majority of that series is filler, and that's very okay. Because it's so absurd and so ridiculous, and because Urusei Yatsura doesn't really have a story, it doesn't have this continuing storyline. I think in its entire run, it might have had one or two, like, two-parters, if that. Probably just one, actually. And there is continuity, but again, it's a little different than your standard, like, shonen anime. And at its heart, it's a, you know, gag anime, which is fine. And you do get some really just outright bizarre stuff. You know, one of the best episodes of Urusei Yatsura is everyone decides to get back at Ataru in the worst way possible, by pretending that they're all getting murdered one by one, and of course the final person to get killed is Lum, and that just cracks Ataru. And he goes off to face the murderer, and it turns out to be himself. I mean, it's such a dark episode. It really is. But, and then, you know, the next episode is, you know, just goofy fun, you know, Urusei Yatsura style. Not many other series can pull stuff like that off. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm like concerned that I'm dying here. 'Cause I don't care. I have been saving it, that's good. Just in case we happen to die again, which I'm sure we will. Okay, this is the furthest we've been so far. An hour and a half. Ugh.
August 7th, 2219.
Testing. Testing. Yeah, see... My, I've noticed that. I feel like my... crashed. I wonder why that is crashing like that. There. It's not my system because it's just the emulator. I don't know. Is it something with this game?
Central System, Sicily.
This has me concerned. We crashed again. Let's try something. Let's try... I'm running it through a front end, and there's a possibility that the front end is screwing it up. So, let's see, just in case. Maybe. I don't know. It's worth a shot, put it that way. Load. Okay. I'm not going to fire at all, either. Let this stuff come at me. I'm pausing it because I'm going to save it. Pausing it. We'll switch over to this ship. I don't think that matters. I really want to fire. You have no idea how badly I want to shoot things. But I'm not going to. Okay, I'm firing. No idea. You know, again, I love emulation. It's fantastic. It is not flawless. And a lot of the times, I mean, at least to me, it seems like, you know, emulators get to a certain point, and the author's like, well, it's good enough, and then they stop. Now, I can't say anything because it's like I'm not the one writing the software, so it's it's not my place, you know. I can't sit there and complain about it. God, this should not have taken an hour and a half. I was thinking of doing Sinner on Kagura tonight. I don't know if I will though. I said there are other things I really want to do, or need to do. So and nobody's gonna watch this. Nobody's gonna watch an hour and a half of RayStorm. Despite, you know, again, not being a bad game. I mean, it is definitely one of the better PlayStation games. Not saying that you know PlayStation games were bad by any means. Jeez, PlayStation had a fantastic library. It really did. You know, there was a lot of experimentation on the PlayStation, which was great to see. And it is this is a nice clean game. All right. Jeez. Is there something else I should be firing at? I'm crossing my fingers that the problem was the front end I was using. Which kind of sucks because it's convenient. What I was going to say like an hour ago when I was talking about what other games we'd be playing, I'd like to play Sam & Max Hit the Road. I mean, I had a lot of fun with Day of the Tentacle, and Hit the Road is also one of my favorite LucasArts games. Definitely would like to play that. Oh, crap. Foolish me thinking we were done. This game's hard. That game is hard. Ah. Yeah, you'd have to be pretty good to be able to beat this on the limited credits. Jeez. God, this boss is getting ridiculous. This is something. I love the texture work. I really do. Even if I'm getting murdered by this thing. Kill it. I know I can take out these lasers, but too lazy. You're having to kill it with your tracking laser. Which I don't know if I guess I really haven't talked about that much. A lot of the bosses, all their weaknesses are, you can only hit them with the tracking laser. Which, let me tell you, isn't easy. This is great. I'm still in the picture. I'm still in the picture. Whoa! Wasn't expecting that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe? I'll save it just in case. Last boss? Maybe? Let's see. Now, Ray Force ended with what it looked like the death of your character, like you die at the end. Let's see if RayStorm fares any better. Yukio Abe is back. He was heavily involved with Ray Force. It's good to see. So is Peacock. Zuntata. Not sure why there are 3 ships being shown here. So, nearly 2 hours. That's fantastic. I'm not bitter at all about that. Oh well, it's done. It's fine. Ships 4 or 5. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, we earned this. Now we've unlocked like extra modes. I'm gonna save it just to have on record if I ever, you know, if I'm ever feeling crazy enough to play RayStorm again. Memory card, save. Yes, I know. There. Difficulty settings are still there. Configuration. Stage select. Yeah. That's still there. Alright, so there you go. RayStorm. Hooray. It's done. We're done with RayStorm. Oh, God. You know what? It's fine. It's a fine game. You know, most of the issues we had tonight were technical difficulties, so can't really blame it too much. Good stuff, but on that note, I'm out of here. So You all have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night, all. Oh, no, you don't. There we go.